welcome to another episode. We are
New Element 6,
a.k.a.
NE6,
a.k.a.
the Hammer Toes Bros. Sorry, I stepped on you.
with the hammer toe.
Hammer Toes Bros.
I don't know.
I like it.
Plus Mari.
Yeah. We are going to start with Bucket List Roulette, which I'll run down the rules for in a second. And then we are going to move on to our side hustles, how we make a little extra scratch on the side.
Skrilla is what I thought you were going to go with. Some Skrilla.
Some Skrilla.
Is it 2012?
Yeah, and then we are, of course, going to do our famous segment, NE6 Questions, where we interact with you guys, get some questions, and answer them in a lightning round fashion. And we will close, as always, with a Jovenism, a quote from Joven that doesn't quite make sense to anyone except Joven.
And sometimes that's questionable
it doesn't
too.
even make sense to him, is the thing.
But let's start with Bucket List Roulette. Everyone has written down one item from their bucket list. Doesn't have to be the craziest item. It could just be any item on the bucket list. I'm going to read each one, and then you guys are going to go around and say who you think. Let's start with the first one. See Dave Chappelle live.
Ooh.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Does he still
we
do
won't do
that?
the
I think he
answers.
does.
Don't reveal until the end, but do we want to discuss who we think it was now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sohinki is a big fan of
He's-
live
he's-
comedy.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Sohinki as well.
Lasercorn, I know that you are also a fan of comedy.
I do
like
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
FLitz also really likes
Dave Chappelle's
Chappelle.
stand-up is absolutely amazing, and if you're triggered by his last thing, you've got a problem. It's so good. It's just so good.
Killing It Softly is my favorite
Yes,
segment.
it's
Killing
so
It
good.
Softly.
It's so
Gun store,
good.
liquor store, gun store. What are you thinking me? I'm gonna vote because he's so into stand-up comedy. I'm gonna vote Sohinki.
Me too.
Here, we'll
Okay.
put
Sohinki, was it you?
That was me.
Yeah!
Well, don't reveal until the very end for the rest of them,
yeah.
so that the last
Right.
person still is wrapped in mystery.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so thank you. We
Yeah.
played the game wrong.
No, that's
From
fine.
now on-
We're making up the rules as we go.
From now on, we will play it correctly. This one says, go to a LARP event.
Oh,
either Wes
interesting.
or Mari.
Well,
No,
Mari's
Wes
been-
already goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
true.
airsoft
Yeah.
just gun LARPing?
I'd put in a vote for Mari. That'd be
Mari,
where
it's
I'm
a
gonna
Mari
say
thing?
Mari or Lasercorn.
They don't know all of the
could
things
be
that
Lasercorn.
Lasercorn looks like a LARPer. You look like
He
you
does look like a LARPer.
Mari-
He looks like he makes mead.
Mari travels a lot, and she goes to a lot of interesting things, but I don't think she's been to a LARP yet, and I think it might be on her list.
I honestly thought FLitz was my first.
Yeah?
my first thought.
I don't like airsoft.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no,
no,
not
it's
airsoft.
not
like,
airsoft.
like fantasy LARP. When I think of LARP, like I think of like fantasy LARP.
I'm throwing my vote up for Mari.
My pure instinct was Mari, but I was looking at Lasercorn's face, and he looked a little shifty while we were
I
discussing.
do.
I can just see
I had
him
the
LARPing.
conversation. I
Yeah,
had the
I'm
conversation.
gonna go with
See
FLitz
it.
too.
Mari, how many votes for Mari? I think it's
I'd put
Mari.
in Mari.
I'll
Three-
put in
no.
a Mari.
Okay.
Okay,
Four.
for Mari.
All right.
Okay, so we think Mari is LARP. So the next bucket list item is... Ooh. Shoot a bazooka.
A
Okay,
bazooka.
A
Are they still
bazooka.
called that?
That's
What year
yours.
is this?
That's me?
That's
I was
yours.
going to say, let's
Shoot
put in
a
a vote
bazooka.
for Wes.
I'm putting a vote for Wes.
Yeah, Mr.
A
Tactical
bazooka.
Art.
No, that's
all I'm saying.
I'm putting a vote for
So
Lasercorn.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, guys. If I said
Bazooka?
shoot a rocket launcher,
Yeah,
I
you
probably
know the
would have
proper
said the
term.
specific rocket launcher
Yeah,
as well.
bazooka
Yeah,
sounds like what
yeah,
Lasercorn
that
would
is not-
say.
yeah,
but Wes is smart. He could be trying to throw you off his trail.
Wait
Yeah.
a second, hold on. I'm
Also,
keeping
have
my
you
vote with
already done
Lasercorn.
have.
Mari, being a 7-foot-tall, 300-pound muscular man, probably wants
In
a
her
bazooka
mind.
over her shoulder just to
Mari
fire once.
also would call it a
Also,
bazooka.
that was a
Bazooka.
joke in The Office, which Mari loves. I'm switching over to Mari.
I still think it's Lasercorn.
I think it's Lasercorn. I think Lasercorn.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote Lasercorn.
I'm going to vote
That's-
Wes. So it looks like the majority is this is a Lasercorn one.
Yeah.
Next item on the bucket list. Jesus. Go on a date with Taylor Swift. Go on a
That's
date.
Joven.
Oh, I wonder if it's Joven
That's
or not.
Joven.
That's me.
Joven. All in favor of Joven?
Joven.
Aye. Don't be so obvious next time.
It could be Wes.
It was hasty. I think it's Wes.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Wes
yeah,
too.
Really?
I go back to Wes.
Yeah,
changing
he's
to Wes?
single.
Well, no, and
Is West basic?
he gave it away before we started recording. It's Wes. All right, go on.
I don't think that's a Wes goal girl.
I know it is. I know that it is.
Whoever said the last one was Wes was correct because this one is see Celine Dion in concert, and there's only one
That's a
person.
joke.
Oh my
No,
god.
that it's
one.
not just one person. Look at her reaction.
I can't. Yeah.
Mari does talk about wanting to go to Las Vegas.
I vote
constantly.
Joven.
I still vote Joven.
Okay.
Yeah, you look like
Yeah.
you sing it in the shower.
We're going together. You better me.
Our
I'm
bucket
so
list.
mad.
Wow, this one has some cursing. This one is finally go to Japan and get paid for it.
That's a FLitz.
That's a FLitz.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
FLitz.
Wait, who else hasn't gone to Japan? Wes.
Sohinki,
Oh,
yeah.
and Sohinki.
Yeah, that
But
sounds like Sohinki.
the cursing,
That doesn't sound
the
like a
cursing
Sohinki
is
thing.
FLitz. Yeah, he wouldn't write mother. That's FLitz. The most votes were for FLitz for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to mother Japan and get paid for it?
Yep.
Hey,
We got
someone
one.
take this boy to Japan.
We got one.
Had you not said and get paid for it, I think we would have been more confused.
Listen, we're writing our intentions down.
Yeah, you're right. Bucket list.
Go on a date with Taylor Swift. I think we ended up deciding was Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I didn't know that.
Well, just letting you guys know, there's this thing in stream. I was listening to Taylor Swift while playing like Call of Duty or something like completely opposite. Told the story about how my mom called me one day and she was like, "I was watching this interview with Taylor Swift. You guys should date." And I'm like, "Yes, mother, I will get right on that." And I was telling stream, and they're like, "You need to ask Taylor Swift out." And I'm like, "Okay, if we get to this absurd goal, then sure."
But,
I will.
But
aren't you like 500% past that?
It's so close. It's not there yet. It's getting very
it's
close.
really
I set
close.
I set like a ridiculous goal.
Also, ask her out saying, "My mom said that we should date."
Yeah.
No,
And you
legitimately.
can't half-ass it because it was a goal. We expect a video. It doesn't have to be polished. It doesn't have to be edited. But it's a video that you must tweet her. But make sure there's a period before it so we all see.
It's going to be a public tweet that
I'll
goes out.
retweet that.
No, with the
Share.
video.
Yeah,
with
No,
the
we're gonna
video.
do
video?
You
Gonna
should
do
record a
video.
video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Okay.
video.
You should record a video
Now-
saying why you're perfect
now
for each
I
other.
have-
Oh, like a
Yeah.
promposal.
Yeah.
I think
Everything's
you've got a
getting
chance,
worse.
man.
Everything's
She's got
getting
a
worse.
blank space, baby. She will write your name. All right. Shoot a
Did you just
bazooka.
quote Taylor Swift?
Nope.
I'm so proud of you.
That was an original
Good job,
Lasercorn
buddy.
quote. Shoot a bazooka. We voted for.
Lasercorn.
Oh, Lasercorn? That was not me.
That was me.
I called it.
And Joven had it absolutely correctly. That was Dwight's bucket list item,
Yep.
and it is also mine.
You and
Yeah.
With a
Dwight.
cigar in mouth. Yeah.
Kindred spirits.
Me and Dwight, yes.
Yeah.
I think we would be really good friends.
Hilarious.
if we
I
were
could
on-
probably
if
make
was
that
on the
happen
show.
for you.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, okay, yeah, Mari, you now need to make a video calling out Dwight, saying that you need to shoot a bazooka with him.
together,
Great.
yeah. See Celine Dion in concert.
Me!
All
Greatest
eyes to
female
you.
vocalist of not only our generation,
Okay.
but the previous
We've
generation.
heard
Oh my
that
God.
pitch so many times. That's why we
Yes,
knew it was you.
Please
Also,
stop.
I want to go with you.
We'll go.
Ooh,
We'll go.
can't wait.
Go to a LARP event. We decided was.
You.
Did we?
No, I think we decided.
I decided it was
I
you.
think we
it
decided
was
that
you.
it was Mari at the time.
Yeah, Mari got the most
But I
votes.
saw the shifty eyes.
It was
Yeah,
me.
it was-
I want a LARP
It's
event.
you?
Yeah, I can see
I want a LARP.
it.
I want to go to a LARP event, and I want to get 2 of those giant inflatable T-Rex suits and put wings on them and be like, "But how will you fare against my dragons?" And then pay these 2 to like be my dragons. And like, yeah. No, I'm
like
sorry.
that. That's really
Yeah,
good.
you're in as one of my dragons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Black Dragon.
Wow, that was your audition, and
Yeah.
you.
Aced it.
And then
Yes.
just like any group, any party I run into, I'd be like, Dracarys. But yeah, that has been bucket list
That was
roulette.
fun.
Guys,
that was fun.
go
That was
ahead
good.
and leave us some of your bucket list items in the comments, if you would be so kind.
Also, we do like to play these games at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll tell a story, but sometimes it's games like this. Let us know other games. But yeah, hit us with your bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this.
Robbie like chopping, not stopping, not to be rocking hip hop. Ear peeling like a jet, look a bit cocky, yeah, homie checking on my flags. I'm dealing in the mind when I spit heck cat.
The other day I was playing Mortal Kombat. I like Mortal Kombat. I was playing with Liu Kang and I noticed something. What you noticed? Liu Kang do the whoa. King do the what? He does have his own song. Hey. Spit, dragon, fire, feel like Liu Kang. Step to me, you get your belt ragged. You messing with a chosen from the Earth gang. I travel cross dimensions like a spider. Dance to the shit long, let's get lit. I'm the original Iron Fist, call me Orphan Son with the golden gun or the bottle like young guy Raiden. 1 inch punch, that's all I.
There is an extended cut available for free on any
Podcasts.
podcasting app.
We're figuring it out,
Yeah.
but it's there.
Or an extended video cut for those patrons of ours who are subscribed to that tier. That is available too. Please check out our Patreon if you get a chance. And now we're going to move into it.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite. It's just like what I became extraordinarily good at, which was dancing at bar mitzvahs.
It's a good side hustle.
That was
So not just like we knew that you're dancing, but you danced.
yeah. So for a great portion of my late teens, early 20s, I would go to bar mitzvahs, and it was a weekend gig. So this is why it was my favorite. You go to Bachumba Farf somewhere suburb because they got money.
But I'm sorry, you go where?
Bachumba Farf somewhere far.
Bachumba Farf.
Yeah,
Bachumba
it's like,
Farf.
yeah, because they're in the burbs, they're in the suburbs.
It's Yiddish.
Yeah, it's
You wouldn't
Yiddish.
understand.
And they got money. And we go to these rec centers and we set up the space, DJ booth, lights, everything, floor. We are the commanders of the room. They got their horrors. They do the Barakatukatanoi, John. You know?
Accurate?
Yeah.
Accurate? Can we...
It's close.
They eat the bread and stuff. But
keep
we're
looking
the
at you
ones.
We do eat bread. It's challah bread, yeah.
We're the party starters. We're the ones
Oh,
who get
tell me
things
you were the
going.
holla crew.
We were
That's dope.
but yeah, that's essentially what we were. And it's essentially a 5-hour day and starting $200 a day. By the time I was done, about $500 a day. On top of random tips from like moms who thought we were hot, sexy young dancers, and that could be anywhere between $20 to
I keep looking at
$150.
now it's just become a tick.
Or like bonuses, and the MCs get paid gross amounts of money as well. Like I can't do it now; it's eating me up inside. I feel like I deserve my
Why
own bar
can't
mitzvah.
you?
You could probably
You wanna have
do
a
it
bar
for-
mitzvah?
I would have a bar mitzvah like when I turn 40.
My favorite side hustle was being a magician's assistant to the Broadway magician Darren Romeo, who was also Siegfried and Roy's protege.
Wait, you said
That came with a whole presentation. That was great.
Yeah.
Broadway?
You're used to
So-
doing like big gestures.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I saw.
He would sing Broadway songs while doing magic.
Oh,
You were
I
his
would
assistant?
love that.
I was a magician's assistant. So I learned a lot of magic tricks, including a lot of Siegfried and Roy's magic.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
So I got so disenchanted with magic tricks and big theatrical magic tricks because they're so freaking easy. It's just lighting, background, and then, like that's it.
I love this. Ruin a trick for me.
Okay, the
Show me
big,
behind the scenes.
The big like elephant appears on stage.
Mirrors.
Smoke and
It's
mirrors.
literally just lighting and dropping a black velvet curtain at the correct time, and when you're watching it from a theater, it looks like it just reveals out of nowhere. Because I was able to do that. I was like on a little platform like this.
But
and
the
I would be
elephant is
standing.
there.
The elephant's already there.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is it so quiet?
What if they're in the middle of a
That's-
different trick and you just hear...
It's called tranquilizer.
Wes, your favorite side hustle?
You guys are gonna laugh because it's very me. It was from elementary school and middle school. I would go into school, and people would pay me $5, and I would get them unstuck in video games. Specific points. So my money
You're a
maker.
Game Shark?
Yeah, pretty much. I was Game Shark.
He talks about when he was a kid, I pay him to beat my video games all the time.
Very true. But no, so GoldenEye and Ocarina of Time were like my big money makers, and I actually I saved
My
up.
big money makers.
Yeah,
like
no,
you're dealing them.
Legitimately. So people would get stuck in Jabu Jalu's belly. They would get stuck in the water temple and stuck on things like that. And then GoldenEye they would want me to unlock
Everything in the
all
game.
the.
Hey man, you got any of that good GoldenEye?
Pretty much, yeah. But they would literally bring their cartridge into school with $5. I would take it home. I would get them unstuck that night, and I would bring it back to them. And I just saved up, and that's how I bought my games for a long time.
Wow.
It was my favorite thing. I was like, this is great.
You could have made more. You needed a pimp.
I guess so. But then I'd have to, percentages and stuff.
None of my friends or I would ever break down and try and get some. No, we wouldn't pay you, and we wouldn't even let you try and get us past a part. It was a pride thing.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
I have to get past this part, and if you couldn't get past it, it's like no one's getting past it. I'd rather break the game.
Yeah. Well, but that was the thing. People wanted the cheat codes in GoldenEye,
Yeah.
and they wanted to unlock the secret levels.
So far we have bar mitzvah entertainer, magician's assistant, and human game shark. So Hiki, give us your favorite side hustle.
In high school, I worked seasonally at a Halloween store, and so there was always a rule.
Is this why you hate dressing up?
No, I actually loved dressing up then. So the rule then was that you had to either wear your uniform or a costume in the store. Your job was either you do the register or you go clean up the store, and that was basically all you did. I started doing this thing where I would put on this Grim Reaper costume, and I would price gun myself, and then I would stick a cord up me like into a socket, and then I would stand in front of the store, and I would do this. I would go. And then I would literally repeat that for like 45 minutes.
If you're listening to this on the podcast,
Yeah. It was silent. I was doing robotic motions with my head. People would come up and they would like try and feel my face and stuff to see if I was real, and then I would jump out and scare them. And then they would want to stand and watch other people like get scared by me. And like it brought so much business to the store that we became like the #1 like location in this like chain of Halloween stores. So they like paid to drive me around to other locations and teach other people how to do it to like scare people. So
you were a viral prank video before it became
before
a thing.
people could record it.
Mine's not as interesting as this. My favorite side hustle I ever did was just being a game journalist.
Was that?
Wow, that's like a real
That was
job.
your
Yeah,
real
because I
job,
was-
but
no,
then
no,
you
no.
were working. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because I was working at Mahalo, and this is why it was a side hustle. I'm sorry, the place that shall not be named. And I remember
It
specifically.
doesn't exist anymore. I think we're alled to name it now.
Yeah.
File, what was it, Game Shack or File Shack or
Gamefront.
Gamefront.
So
yeah.
I would write stories.
Which
for,
is still around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would go to work at Mahalo all day. I would like play through like I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I would like because we would do video tutorials right on how to beat. So I would play through on like how to beat Portal, and then I would like go through and like turn that into a
Written
article.
article
Wow.
at night.
That's
and
smart.
I was kind of like doubling up.
That's
on it. Yeah.
a side hustle.
That's a side
That's a
hustle.
side
Smart.
hustle.
Yeah.
Very
We
smart.
had some part-time jobs here. That's a side
Yeah.
hustle.
So like I would get done, and then I would go to like my very first BlizzCon I did for Gamefront. So like I would be working at Mahalo, and then day would end, and I'd go to the fridge and throw like a bunch of like monsters and snacks in a backpack and drive down to Anaheim.
Did they get you a badge or did we get you the badge?
No, Gamefront got me the
Gamefront
badge.
got you a badge.
I remember that.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
I remember that.
Yeah, and
I remember that.
And I'm like,
Wow.
I'd be like, okay, I just played like 6 hours of video games. It's like, okay, time to throw everything in a bag and drive down to Anaheim. But it was fun. I was loving it.
I feel like my entire career is built on side hustles. I ran tech for paranormal groups. That's a story that we all know, and that's how literally I got to here. You guys have known I've done paranormal stuff. I think a side hustle that I've actually never had the chance to talk about, or not the chance, I've just chosen not to talk about,
Is pornography.
Yes! I worked in the porn industry for a hot minute.
Money Shot Mick is what they called him.
Yeah.
It was
he
actually
got fired immediately.
it was before. I think it was before Mahalo.
No
'cause
work.
It was
It was
during
definitely
my,
before.
Yeah, because it
you
was.
told us there.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
What year is this?
So this would have been 2010. So it was at a time where I was just looking for any work. It was after my we won't name the company, but after my my run-in with the law. So I was looking for work. I was taking what I can get.
What a gangster.
And someone called me. I was doing the Craigslist stuff. I was looking for editing jobs. And someone, they called me up and they're like, hey, do you know how to do this in editing? I'm like, yes. Do you know how to this? I'm like, yes. Great. It's like, yeah, we would love to get you to start on Monday. Here's how much you'll be making per hour. And I was like, this is fantastic. The
Oh,
most
you
money.
didn't have any idea what it was for.
Until she was, we were wrapping up on everything. And she's like, okay, yeah, we'll see you. The call was on Saturday. So they're working on a Saturday. And I was going to start on Monday. And they're like, all right, great. And you are aware that this is for porn, right? And I was like, no. That wasn't in the post at all. And it wasn't mentioned in the conversation. So I was not aware of that. And she's like, is that going to be a problem? And I was like, nope. Because as I remember.
I need money.
Yeah. Because again, I just immediately went, like, morals aside or not, my mind eventually went right back to how much I was making per hour. I was like, no, that's good. That's good. And so then I went into my first day in the Valley, as the trope goes. First one that I worked on was a Alice in Wonderland porn. It was an older gentleman and a girl in her 20s.
Was it called Alice in
Wait.
Wonderass?
I don't know.
Who's the man in Alice in Wonderland?
It was like her.
Mad
her-
Hatter?
No. It was like stepfather. It was like the opening scene. But the
I don't
problem
remember
was
that happening in Alice in Wonderland.
I cut it to how I like it. So I like story. I like reaction shots. I like multiple angles.
Did you do any rewrites?
Did you take the footage home?
I didn't take the footage home. Then my speakers start moving again. But then after 4 hours, the supervisor came over and I heard him. Then he's like, "What have you been doing the whole time?" Because I didn't finish the video. He expected to be done with everything. I was still working on the first scene. And he goes to the supervisor in the office. It's like, yeah, you need to fire the new guy. He has no clue what the hell he's doing. And I hear him say that. I was like, fine. You don't like my quality porn.
Yeah. You got fired your first day?
I got fired within 4 hours.
But that's
Wow.
with no guidance. Like
I picture Joven adding completely unnecessary things though. Like he starts at the end and does a freeze frame. It's like, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Next up, we have NE6 questions, and of course we will close with a Jovenism. But first, look at this.
And now for Wes's 1-minute review of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's great. It's amazing. I really, really, really like it. It's so good. You should play it too. Now, Cloud is kind of a dick right at the beginning of the game, and he's not exactly the warmest. But as you meet some amazing characters throughout the world of Midgar, Cloud start warming up to everybody and being kinder and nicer. And obviously, that is not the whole game. You battle. The battle system is amazing. The gameplay is fantastic. You keep going through the game, and eventually you get to a place where the story starts to really fill the game. It's amazing. It's incredible. And all of these characters, you really start feeling for their lives. And then guess what, guys? The saddest things happen, and all the feels, and you'll get all of the tears. And serious spoilers, but, you know... Oh, and the absolute best part of the game is...
I'm sorry, buddy. That's all the time we got. Bye.
First question. Tony Lucy 7 says, do you like eating tacos with a soft or hard shell?
Oh, soft shell every time.
Soft shell is so much
Hard
less-
shell every
hard
time.
shell
But when
is
you
fun,
when you
though.
bite into it, it just cracks into like a taco.
all your
I
sauce
love
goes
the
out.
crunch.
authentic. Like I've had great soft shell tacos. The best hard shell tacos I've had are Taco Bell.
Taco
Joven,
Bell.
I was
So
going to
good.
say, as Taco Bell aficionados, the answer to this is clearly both.
I'd avoided the diarrhea, and I'm just gonna get soft tacos and hard tacos.
People, when they think of a hard shell taco, are thinking of that like yellow shell
Yeah.
that comes up. A really good hard shell taco is like fried, but it's like
Yeah.
almost like it is a soft shell, but it's fried, and it's like.
So what's your answer?
I like both.
Ryan Benanette asks, what's your favorite book, movie, web series based off of a video game?
The obvious answer is the first Mortal Kombat, right?
Your soul is mine.
Dude, Johnny Cage punched Goro in the nuts.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
agree.
not something you can do in the game. You can't do it to Sonya, and you can't do it to Shang Tsung, and you can't do it
Really?
to Goro.
Shang
I didn't
Tsung.
even
You can
know
in a
that.
new one.
Really, that makes the movie better because they gave people something in the movie that they could never get in the game.
My,
good answer.
my answer is something that's not even out yet. The Last of Us HBO series. I just know it's going to be good. They're actually bringing on Neil Druckmann.
This is the first time a video game property is actually not just like coordinating with the creator, but actually bringing the creator on to work on the
write
show.
and direct, yeah.
It's gonna be
Smart.
so good.
At the time, mine was Tomb Raider. It did the same thing for me. I was just like,
Okay.
I'm freaking pumped on this. All I want to do is just get small black shorts and guns.
I mean, I'm gonna say Witcher because if the video game hadn't happened, the show wouldn't have happened.
Husa Medine A asks, most underrated tech product each of you has bought.
Oh, I love this question.
Like that's
that
my
your
little
vlog
camera, my vlog camera.
For those of you who haven't seen any of his vlog stuff, you can watch at youtube.com/
Yep, the Nerdsworth.
The Nerdsworth.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
watch those.
I have phone soap. It's the thing you put your phone in. It shines a UV light on it, and disinfects it. And I really do feel like I've gotten less colds and less sick.
For me, I would say Elgato Stream Deck has been something that has streamlined stuff for me. Just even being able to control my lights with it, like
with a
Yeah, we saw it. That was dope.
yeah,
Wait,
you
what?
can set that up to do anything like play media, disable like sources like on the fly. It's like just like a nice live director for the stream.
Mine was the Omni Charge battery.
Oh yeah, your giant
It
thing
was
with,
a
like,
giant battery, but you could actually plug like I could plug a TV into it and it would power it for 4 hours.
Kickstarter item?
It was a Kickstarter item. It had enough charge to power your cell phone, charge your cell phone like 10 times.
Cool Boy Rio asks, if you could fight any one person, and if you won, you would switch bodies with them, who would it be?
Remy Malek. Everyone just mistakes
Yeah.
me for him enough.
what a wonderful superpower in the weirdest way.
Yeah. It's funny because the only reason people think I look like him at all is one promotional image that was released at the beginning of Mr. Robot because we look nothing alike. Put up a picture of him next to me. We look nothing
Oh
alike.
my God!
I think you look just like
Wow, you look just alike. Your eyes, it's the eyes.
Jeff Bezos. I could probably take him.
I feel like
and
you
then
beat him up.
like
That's
after
my answer.
after you've beaten him up and you've switched bodies, I mean, hopefully you have all his clothes, so you have like his wallet. I just make a giant withdrawal.
Dude, that's a great idea. I want to take on Bill Gates.
Yeah,
I think I
you
could
that'd
kick
be
his
I feel like
I
you
could
could
kick
be.
his
I don't know about Jeff Bezos. He looks like he might have a secret fight.
It's
going
also
on.
a
I give him
hilarious
up.
scenario too, because you're beating the crap out of this person, and then you're switching into their beat up body.
No. See, I thought about that. I pre-thought about it. You chokehold. You just knock him, like
You
put him
knock
to
him
sleep.
out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rear naked choke him.
That's
Yep.
good.
I'm gonna rear naked choke Bill Gates.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and say this, guys. Jeff Bezos probably will pay to have his
right, Reggie.
brain put into somebody
Yeah,
else's
like
body
all
eventually
of them-
anyway. So
Going after hyper rich people is scary because they could be like, I've been waiting for this day, and they hop in their mech robot, and like then you're just completely
Right.
yeah.
Carmen Cita Skates asks, so when do we get to hear about all the times the Jovenshire has almost literally died?
I don't like to talk about it often. Some of them are lined up with some pretty negative emotions, as you can imagine. So some of it got a little emotional for me. Why don't I write a book? Like, I know it'll be full of typos and such like a silly, egotistical book
You should
to
read
write.
it too.
I should try to read it.
You should totally read it.
But I do think that it'd be an interesting story, and to know that my life is a little bit unique. I remember we had a friend at Mahalo that actually like took me aside and was like, "I'm gonna pray for you because I think you might actually be possessed by something." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Hey, maybe his prayers work too.
So maybe one day.
You haven't died
And even
again
the
yet.
trying to
demon,
think of
even the
who-
demon in Joven is like, let me out,
Adrian.
please.
All right, last question comes from Fuchsia Angel. Where's your element number from? Our
Oh,
NE6
that's right.
Element numbers.
Who designed? You designed that?
It was kind of yeah.
We were on a
so-
phone bouncing what we thought were best
Yeah,
ideas.
and we went through an email chain for it. Mine was 113, which is Nihonium, which is the element that was created by Japanese people because they discovered it. Nihon is
Nihon,
the other
Japan.
way to say Japan.
I am
pretty
I
sure-
am plutonium, I believe.
Which is the most volatile
Yeah.
element.
Yeah, we gave you
And,
plutonium,
it's a nuclear weapon, or it's used to make nuclear weapons.
which is also your
which
logo.
is
on
that
it.
was my thing in Minecraft. Made nukes.
Yeah.
Mine is Na, I believe, sodium, right?
Yes, because it was as close to salt as we can get.
You're our salt bay.
But throw it with some Cl, and you got hydrochloric acid, right? Or not hydrochloric,
can't see Flitz's.
sodium chloride.
Oh, I'm platinum.
Hydrochloric acid?
oh, you're Mr. Platinum!
Platinum.
Yes!
I'm platinum.
Wes is silver for his hair. FLitz is RA, which is radium.
Radium.
Your number is 88.
Oh yeah, because we made you raw. Yeah,
That
we
makes
made you
sense.
raw.
Makes
That one. Yeah.
88 is also a really good number because it
Infinity.
looks
That's
like
double
double
infinite.
happiness.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. Those were NE6
Yeah.
questions.
And if you want your question asked on here, you can get it absolutely through our Patreon. We have a tier
Guaranteed.
for that. Guaranteed through our Patreon. But also, hashtag NE6 questions on Twitter. We'll see it. NE6.
Stop trying to throw up gang signs.
sorry.
Or Doctor Strange signs. Whatever you were doing.
Dr.
Make sure you
Strange.
check out our Patreon at the
Strange
beginning of
guy.
the month too, because the spots that get your questions answered are limited.
That's it. We will see you all next time. Thanks for.
no,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
Oh,
don't
I'm
get
sorry.
out
No,
that
no,
easy.
no. I almost forgot about
see you later.
the last
important.
and most important
The top
segment.
one.
Most important part.
Our Jovenism of the day.
All right, this Jovenism from July 23rd, 2015. Were you mad-facing him?
And that's our show. That's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Wait, is mad facing not it?
Mad dogging.
Oh, mad dog.
I just imagine you were Alfred E.
Mean mugging.
Newman.
Mean
Mean
mugging.
mugging.
Mad
Mad
facing.
facing.
Mad dogging is
I
a
did
thing.
never
Mad
heard
facing.
that.
No, it's
Yeah.
hip hop. Did we write down context on that one?
No.
I don't
were
think
you
we need the
mad-facing
context,
him?
to be honest.
Yeah, we don't need context on that one.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just
just raw.
Yep.